we have something interesting in kind of in our neighborhood here at Frisco West. Down on the corner, we have a fireworks stand, and no one has ever seen that before, right? Everyone is kind of up in arms, and what's that about? And we can't shoot off fireworks, and they're illegal to, to have blah, 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 So a lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
And so let's walk us through that.
Sure. Okay. So prior to 2024, the Texas legislature, they had given cities control to regulate the sale, the possession, the discharge, everything we could regulate fireworks within our city limits, within our borders. And then that extended into a 5,000-foot zone outside of the city, thinking that, well, if you don't live in the city, but you live right on the other side, if you're shooting bottle rockets, you're a nuisance and a hazard to us.
Yes, right? Absolutely.
So they let us extend that. For years, that's why there's even some of the firefighters are probably a little, unsure on this, unclear. So for years, cities had that ability to regulate all that. But in 2024, the fireworks is big business, and they probably have some really good lobbyists. And so they went to the legislature, and in 2024, they changed and said, well, cities can no longer regulate the sale of fireworks. They can within their boundaries, but that extra 5,000 feet outside their boundary that they used to be able to, we're taking that away from you. But they did recognize but you can still regulate the discharge, the popping of fireworks.
Okay.
Because that would be a hazard. But they didn't think that the sale of fireworks
would be a problem. Okay.
And so, but what happens is it confuses the public, right? Because you buy fireworks and you look across the street, you see an empty field, and you think, well, maybe that's a good place to go over there and have some fun and shoot them off, right?
Right.
But that field across the street may be in the city. And it's illegal to discharge them, and it's illegal to discharge them within 5,000 feet of the city. I don't know how you would enforce it, but if you went down to this fireworks stand and bought a bunch of fireworks and then you drove back into Little Elm, now you're in possession of them, which is against the law. Now, I don't know how we enforce that, right? Like we don't have enough cops out there probably to take everybody, and we don't want to take everybody's fireworks. So. But
they could. Just so you know, they could do that. You could get in trouble for that.
So that little corner that you're talking about where the fireworks stand is unique in that is in y'all's district, which is outside the town limits, but really falls under the authority of the county. And so the county fire marshal regulates everything that's outside of municipalities in Denton County that goes through. So the people that set the fireworks stand up went through the proper channels to get the permit, and it met all the requirements, and the Denton County Fire Marshal's Office issued them the permit to bring it in. But it just creates a unique situation from us because one, it's never happened before, so it's really odd to your residents, like why are we selling fireworks, right? And then you got people that live in Little Elm on the other, throw a rock across and you're in Little Elm, and they're like, they think it's Little Elm, so they think, why did we allow that?
Right. And that's not fair. You're selling him, but we're not supposed to shoot him off. So these, you're right. These lobbyists, they've kind of figured out this system where they did go to Denton County, and it's just another fun little interesting thing of when you live in an unincorporated area, and that's what Frisco West is.
Yep. And any town in Texas of any size, if you drive to the outskirts and you get just outside the city limits, this time of year, you're probably going to find a fireworks stand because that's where they make their money. They can't come in the city, but they'll get as close to the city as they can. So that's what's happening. So hopefully that property will develop.
And they won't be there next year.
There won't be an empty lot for next year.
So yeah, I hope so too. So there's the answer of everybody that wanting to know. So that wasn't the district, that wasn't Little Elm Fire Department, that was actually Denton County.